I used to be really heavy. I was probably about 210 pounds roughly. And I knew I needed to make a change. I just didn't really know where to start. Long story short, my long-term relationship that I was in ended, and I felt like I hit rock bottom. So with that being said, I decided to start just going to the gym. I didn't know what I was doing, but I would just work out on the elliptical for 45 minutes to an hour every day. I didn't really lift any weights. My main goal was just to wear myself out so I could sleep at night to get me through the breakup. I also went through a bit of a depressive episode because of the breakup, so I didn't really have much of an appetite. So needless to say, I was significantly cutting calories and exercising at the same time, which helped me lose the majority of my weight. But then I plateaued, and I was there for several years at the same weight. And I decided that I wanted to start lifting weights. So I started lifting weights, and it really started shaping my body. I was more of a skinny fat after the cardio episode that I had, and then I decided that with the lifting weights, I realized I was starting to mold and shape my body. The number on the scale is really not that important, but it is a guideline. And same with measuring your inches. It's a guideline. It kind of helps us know where we started and where we're at and where we want to go. And I'm really proud of myself for the journey that I went through with losing weight, because I was about 210 pounds and I got down to around 130 or so. And then when I started lifting weights, I gained a little bit more just because of the muscle. But a lot of this whole journey that I had with being 210, getting all the way down, I was like 160, roughly 150, and I just plateaued for several years, like I said. And then I started lifting weights with the mixture of cardio and still cutting my calories. And then I had gotten all the way down to 130, and then I gained a little bit more weight again once I started consistently lifting weights. With all of that being said, there's more to it than just the physicalities. There's more to being healthy and well than going to the gym and eating a certain way. Yes, you do need to have physical activity. Yes, you do need to eat well, whole foods, cut out the processed foods, things like that. But it's more mental. I mean, if you really want to get on a journey of being well and being healthier, it has everything to do with your mentality. That's the start of it. That's really where you see growth. Because in order for you to get from this character to the person that you visualize in your head of who you want to be, you have to change who you are in your head first. And that takes a long time. So be easy with yourself, because if you're trying to get fit, if you're trying to set a certain goal for yourself, in whatever case that may be, you have to realize that you have to become a different person. You have to do the things that that person is doing. So if you're wanting to be extremely fit and you're not extremely fit right now, what do extremely fit people do? Mimic their behaviors, and you will get to where you want to go. For me, because I was depressed and I had a lot of anxiety when I was really heavy, it took a lot of self-therapy, self-regulating, and therapy outside of myself, a lot of journaling, a lot of walks with myself, a lot of sitting in silence, meditating on certain things, a lot of feeling my emotions and allowing them to pass through my body and not holding on to certain negativities or dwelling in the past, a lot of that is what is weighing us down. And I'm not a professional at any of this. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a fitness instructor. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. I'm none of those things. I'm just a random human being. But it has taken me roughly 15 years to get to where I'm at. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to hit a goal, it's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen overnight. It's like they say, they didn't build Rome overnight. The person who you want to become is going to take that time. So just start today. What do you have to lose? You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have drawbacks. That's the nature of it. I went through my whole 15-year journey where I would kind of do this with my weight. Like right now, let's say from right now, the past few months, I had fallen off. And so even myself, I'd gained some weight back again. But am I going to let that stop me? Oh, absolutely not. Oh, no, ma'am. We are going to continue. We are going to keep pushing. We are going to keep moving. Your life is going to have ups and downs. And the part that keeps you going is consistency and discipline. And when you have drawbacks, when you have things that hold you back, or you gain some extra weight, honestly, tell yourself, who cares? You know, really, who cares? Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is for you to love yourself, be gentle with yourself, and get back on the wagon. Don't beat yourself up, because that's going to weigh you down. That's going to make you want to overeat. That's going to make you want to be lazy and not go to the gym because you don't have that self-confidence. So generate love for yourself. And that takes time too. That's okay. But generate love for yourself. Tell yourself, I am worth it. I do love myself. We are going places. We are going to do this. Let's start over again today. And just do it. Just make the habits your daily routine. Eating right, going to the gym, becoming healthy, it's a lifestyle. It's not a quick fix type of thing. You're not going to have this like 6-month plan. All right, I'm going to do really good. I'm going to strap in. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock down. I'm going to do this. And then be done after that. After the 6 months, you get your goal and you're like, all right, I'm cool. I'm going to go back to the way I was, because if you go back to eating the way that you did, if you go back to being at the same activity level, you're going to go back to that old self. So being healthy and being mentally strong, it's a lifestyle. It's something that is a change. It's a whole life change. So stay committed to yourself. Even if you fall off, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you've stopped commitment. It's just the way life goes. It's the ebb and flow. You may have a couple months where you just go to shit. That's fine. Who cares? You know, who cares? Like I said, it's the most important thing for you to just love yourself and get back with it, you know? Start small again. Start 3 times a week at the gym again, you know? Start cutting calories out little by little. Because what happens is when you start small, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. I'm going to go for 30 minutes. I'm going to stay on the treadmill. And you do that for a couple of weeks. And you're like, I'm going to cut 500 calories out a day. And you be more mindful of those things. After that few week time frame of doing those things, you're going to be like, man, I'm getting a little bit more drive to do a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more motivation because I'm starting to feel better about myself. I'm starting to feel better about how I feel after I leave the gym. I kind of like the way this feels. I want to do a little bit more. So then you increase it to 3, 4 days a week, 45 minutes. You decide to do maybe a little less cardio, a little more lifting, or a little more cardio and a little more lifting. And then you're like, I'm gonna start eating a little bit more better, a little more better. I'm gonna start eating more protein and cut out a lot of the processed foods like Taco Bell and McDonald's like I like. Or I'm gonna start drinking more water, or whatever the case may be. Give yourself a little bit of time, because what will happen is you start small steps and eventually those steps start growing. The snowball starts accumulating. And then over time, what you get is you get a more balanced version of yourself. And those goals start growing and growing. And you start watching influencers and you start immersing yourself in being healthy, in being the best person that you want to be. You start watching people on YouTube who are who you want to be. And it just starts manifesting for you. Things start coming together. Life starts fitting together better. And that's how it happens. So it's not going to be an overnight thing. It may take several years. Like I said, it took me a good 15 years to get to where I'm at, where I fully feel confident in who I am. I feel confident in my mentality. I feel stronger than I've ever felt in my life, physically and mentally. And I do have days. I have days that suck. I have days that I don't feel good. I do have days where I feel less loving to myself than others. But I know deep down inside that they're temporary. I know it's the human experience, and I keep an open picture in my mind of life in general, and I get back on it. And you can do that too. You can do the same. You're exactly like I am. There's literally no difference. It's an illusion to see the separation. We are all the same beingness. We're all of the same consciousness. So believe that you can accomplish anything that you want in your life. This is your life. This was given to you as a gift. Make it worth it. Make this incarnation worth what you want in life. Okay? That's all. That's all, guys. That's all. Ladies, guys, gents. Well, I hope everyone has a fantastical day. I'm probably going to go outside and hang out outside because it's spring and things are getting nice out there. So, all right. Toodaloo.